Hello everyone, I'm old and in the way. Today you find me in the Pipe Lounge because it's a typical day here in Chicago in January. Before I get started on the nature of the today's video, I'd like to do a shout out for a fellow piper. I ran across his channel a while back and I was really impressed with his presentation, his posts, and I really think that he deserves in my opinion anyway, he deserves a larger audience. So I wanted to give him a shout out, and that is the Piper's Table. I'll leave a link down below. Please check him out and give him a sub. He's a very interesting fellow. He's been at this hobby for about 15 years, and he brings a very fresh perspective to piping and to blends. I enjoy his reviews, and he's definitely somebody who enjoys life and who enjoys pipe smoking. So check out the Piper's Table. All right, the nature of today's video. You may remember, if you caught my last video, that I mentioned a blend that I'd been introduced to last year for the first time. And it was a revelation to me. I'd never, in my 50 years of piping, run across a flavor profile quite like this one. The sample was given to me at one of my Thursday pipe group meetings by Jeff the chef, and thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate that because it is a blend worth trying at least. So stay tuned because more is coming up. Here it is, Semois La Brumeuse from the Semois Valley in the Ardennes region of Belgium. Think Battle of the Bulge. First of all, we have to discuss the dryness of this tobacco. Yeah, it's crunchy. When you open your brick, don't be surprised, and do not hydrate it. That is the last thing you want to do. It's supposed to be that dry. As far as the look, it is a tumbleweed. Best way to describe it, or a massive dust bunny. Um, yeah, it's ribbon cut, it's shards, and it is a type of tobacco that really works well in a large bowl. That's what I've found. I've gone with my Falcon with the Hyper Bowl. The chamber is a little over 7/8 of diameter and 1.5 inches deep, and that gives me the size that I like as far as the flavor profile of this. So when we pack, just go ahead and it's going to be messy. Don't worry about that. But also don't be shy about packing it. This is not your typical, as I mentioned, this is not your typical flake where you want it to be looser so that it doesn't, when it heats up and expands, it doesn't clog the bowl and restrict your draft. Now, what I recommend, so that you don't get too carried away with packing it tight, is to check the airflow. So I'm using the wizard to pack this nice and tight. It's pretty spongy, but it will withstand a good hard pack. Now, we're not trying to press this tobacco into a diamond, so we don't want to get too crazy with it. But I'm just saying, don't be shy and don't worry too much about it. Okay, one final little pack. Clean up some of the mess. I typically don't pack my bowl this close to the top with other tobaccos. I don't want to scorch the rim, so I'm going to be careful. But this will, once it does fire up, it will start to compact a little bit. One more taste here. The draw is perfect, so I am ready to fire up. Just a really such a nice flavor profile. It is a burley, but it's like no other burley I've ever had. Because this leaf is grown in the Semois Valley, it is it is a unique leaf, and it's been grown there for over 100 years in that area of Belgium. From what I've read, Vincent Manil and his family do everything from planting the seeds to tending the plants to manufacturing. They do everything. It's a large cottage industry. And because it's a burley, I know there are fellows out there who have issues with burley blends drying out the back of their throats, or I've even heard a metallic flavor. I still think it'd be worth giving this a shot if you're so inclined. I shared some with JB, Afternoon Piper, again, part of the Thursday group that gets together. And he has an issue with some burleys drying out the back of his mouth, his throat. And he got back to me and said that this blend did not do that to him. It was very smooth and easygoing pipe and no issues. So, I just wanted to look at my notes here. Beside the thick cut, the La Brumeuse, there's also the La Petite Robin, or Robin, which is a thin cut. There is the Reserve du Patron, which is the middle cut, and then of course this big or thick cut. And I understand that there's another one that's just come out that's even thicker than this one. I have not tried. This is the La Brumeuse is the only one that I've tried thus far, but I will look into the other ones as well. Flavor profile, definitely I see where the cigar leaf flavor profile is mentioned in some of the reviews I've read. It's not as prevalent for me as the biscuit flavor. I think I recall Onion, 2 a.m. Pipe on the Patio, had mentioned that this blend reminded him of rice crackers. That's a pretty good description. I would say possibly a little bit sweeter. The brick note, if you will, is very floral. I find it to be a very nice aroma. And I do get just a hint of floral in this. the the true profile really comes through for me in the retrohale. It's a little bit tingle in your nose, definitely. But yes, I would say a slightly sweet biscuity flavor with some cigar leaf and cigar wrapper, not leaf, wrapper. Is it a really complex or complicated smoke? No, it's not. Is it something that you could smoke regularly? Absolutely. Is it something that's so far different than your English and Balkans and vapors that it makes for a nice change? Absolutely. I would suggest watching your cadence on this. If you smoke it too fast, if you freight train this, it can get a little bit harsh. But as you can see, this I lit this. I did a char light and a true light, and it stays lit because it's so dry. My gosh, just the flavor is just, well, as you can tell, I like it. If you've tried this, let me know. I'd be very interested to hear what your thoughts are on it. I think I've covered just about everything I wanted to say about this blend. It's, yeah, it's part of my rotation now for sure. Well, guys, as always, take it easy, but take it.